Riverside edition of Wolves Weekly. Jordan Jeremiah on the baseball field for the second week in a row with the beautiful weather we have out here. The overcast is about as bad as it's been because it's been beautiful these last couple weeks. But actually, you guys did not have the opportunity to play at home last week. Instead, huge series up in Lacey, Washington against St. Martin's.
Very big series for us. Obviously, chasing St. Martin's in the standings. They're a very, very good club. We knew going up there we had our work cut out for us. They play very well at home. It was their first opportunity, I believe, to get back on their home field, and it was a grind weekend. I thought our kids were very well prepared. Went up there. The weather wasn't perfect, but it was definitely very playable, and we went out there and got 4 games in and played very hard.
About those 4 games right there, I like to clarify for all the fans out there, it's kind of a different thing, especially in the GNEC schedule when a team's played 8 more conference games than you. Right now, Western Oregon is leading the conference in pure percentage points by 104 percentage points. However, if you go in the games back standings and the way it goes, whether you believe in that or not, Western Oregon's tied with St. Martin's. But regardless, you guys have a great opportunity to do what is always one of your goals each year, win the conference title.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we're very, very proud of, to bring that conference title to Western Oregon, and it's something we've been very fortunate to do the last few years, and it doesn't get any easier as the years go by. This weekend with Montana State Billings is going to be another huge series. But the thing that we're focusing on is pitch by pitch, game by game with our kids, and focusing on playing the game right and going out there and competing. And just, the thing will take care of itself in the end. And, we can't look at the end result yet, but, I like where we're at currently in the conference standings. And, we're chasing a few games that we got bumped back to later in the year. But, if we play good baseball, consistent baseball, it'll all play out in the end.
I'd like to talk to you about the future games here in a little bit, but I'd like to talk to you first of all, and you hit on the big word there, consistency. What I've really been seeing a lot of consistency from your team, especially these last 2 series, you guys have a 7-game winning streak. You're pitching. You guys are allowing 3 runs or less in each of those 7 starts, and actually in each of your last 14 wins, your pitchers have given up 3 runs or less. Talk to me a little bit about that one, that when you go out on that field, you always have a chance to win these games.
Yeah, the thing I like about our pitchers, and you look at our numbers early in the year when you're facing what I would say kind of the warm weather teams in the San Diegos and Dominguez's, their hitters are ready for pitching, and our pitchers have been battling all year. I think our mindset from game 1 to where we're at now has been the same. We're going to compete in the strike zone, throw strikes, and trust our defense. And the good thing that I've seen is nothing has changed. And as our bodies are getting in shape and the season progresses, I like where our guys are at right now. The mentality piece has been there all along, and we continue to build on it. Obviously, with Kirk coming in the back game, moving him out of the closer role, and there's a few things that we tweak throughout the year, but just that competitive fire that our pitchers bring to the yard every single day, and every single one of our pitchers. There's a few guys that we haven't thrown a lot that have the same passion and desire as those 4 starters.
You talked to me about moving somebody in roles. Kirkland going from closer to starter and doing a very good job, actually now leads the conference in ERA. Another one of those guys that have kind of changed roles and really stepped into a big one, Cam Nobles, one of your seniors. From last year, he stepped into the rotation, took over the number 4 star last year. You guys made your big push towards the end. This year, he's kind of stepped in that role too. And actually this week, he was awarded with that one, earning GNAC Pitcher of the Week honors. Pitching, actually, he was in the 7-inning game, pitched 8 innings, gave up only 6 hits and 2 runs, only one of those ones earned.
Yeah, we're very excited for success for Cam. He's at the University of Washington and broke his arm there, and just for him to fight back and get to where he's at now is just a true testament of a kid's character and desire to be a really good baseball player. And we couldn't be more happy for him and his family, and he's been a huge boost for us in that rotation this year. We always knew he had the stuff, but to see it consistently now for the last 3-4 weekends has been huge for our club, and I know the pitchers are excited to see him succeed.
We've been talking about the pitchers quite a bit recently, but really, don't take anything away from your hitters. They're not shabby at all either. You ended up having, and not just that your hitters are scoring runs, you guys are getting about 6 runs a game over during the 7-game winning streak, but it's also the fact that you guys are doing it at different times. You guys were down a couple games there against St. Martin's. They were able to get out, get a couple runs on you guys early. You guys come back in those ones, getting a couple runs both in the middle innings, but then another one, you guys it was tied 2-2 going into the last inning, your last half of the inning, and you guys were able to score 3 in those ones. Just talk about your hitters, the resiliency of your hitters.
It's something that we've been preaching since fall ball, of having good at bats and getting a good pitch to hit and putting pressure on the guy throwing on the mound. And I really feel our guys have been doing that. And you stand with an approach throughout a whole game, where we've seen at times that we'll have some success and then we'll try to do too much our next at bat, and obviously that never pans out in the game of baseball. But our hitters stuck with a good plan as they went out and hit this weekend. Got the big hits when we needed them. We still are working on some things with a few guys, tweaking some swings a little bit, but I just love their mental approach right now of getting in there and having some very tough at bats and finding ways to get on either a hit or a walk or putting pressure on a defense. And I like to see where our strikeout total is starting to hold steady, and those walks and hit by pitches is starting to rise a little bit. And that's a sign of a team that is really focused in the batter's box. So I'm excited for our club.
And your club's going to have a chance to see a lot of pitchers on the second time around. You had the opportunity this week with St. Martin's. You faced them in a series earlier in the year. However, not this week at Billings where you're playing again, but I'd like to talk to you a little bit how you'll line up the rest of the GNAC schedule to kind of end up your year. You guys go to Montana State Billings this weekend, and then you guys will be at Central Washington the following weekend, and then close out the season with games at home against Northwest Nazarene on May 5th and 6th, and then your final home games of the season will be against Billings on May 13th and 14th, also be senior day there. While you guys have those 16 games playing, St. Martin's actually just has 2 weekends of baseball left. This weekend, they're going to go over to Central Washington to play, and then the following weekend, that last weekend in April, they'll be at NNU. They will be home against NNU. Yeah. So just to let everybody know, that's kind of the way it is. You guys still have 16 games left on the slate, 8 on the road, 8 at home, the final 8 being at home, while St. Martin's has only 8 with 4 on the road and 2 at home. So talk to me a little bit, though. I'd like to hear, as you mentioned, each of these games are very important, and Montana State Billings, just kind of what fans should expect this weekend, what you are trying to do to approach and get a couple wins up there.
I think the big thing with Billings, and we saw it last year too with them, is they're starting pitching, and I'm wearing this in the ground every weekend, that each of our conference opponents has very good starting pitching. And the kid that we'll probably see game 1, the Kennedy kid, he shut us down last year, both here at home and on the road up there. And we found a way to get some runs on him at their place and was able to take that game from him. But he's a very quality pitcher. And, the other 3 guys that back him up on the mound are quality arms too. And, with the new skipper up there at Billings, like I told the kids last night, don't look at their record. That doesn't define Billings as a team. They're a very good club. They've lost a lot of close games this year. You look at the series with St. Martin's. That series could have went either way with a few less errors. So, it's they haven't played a lot of games at home. So I know they're excited to be at home. It looks like the weather's going to be beautiful up there. We've already changed our series to a Saturday-Sunday series to avoid some possible snow flurries on Friday. So they're going to be excited to play us. We know that. And we got to come out and pitch like we've been pitching, keep competing, don't worry about the opponent, and play the game of baseball.
Well, fantastic. I did, however, I got to mention on this one, that's a great way to close it, but Aaron Hedrick also was named GNAC Player of the Week this week. Had a great series over the weekend, especially that second day of the doubleheader. He went 5 for 6 with 3 doubles, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBIs to really claim that one, and a very critical one to get that doubleheader and really get the sweep of the series to get right back in it. We knew how each critical one of those ones were, because you guys could have walked away from that one if they would have split that doubleheader down 2 games. It would have been a lot different there. So.
Yeah, I was proud of Aaron. He had some very tough at-bats, got down in the count on a few of those doubles that he hit, and found a way to scrap and claw and put a good swing on the ball. So very proud of his efforts. He did a good job in that DH role and a little bit of second base for us.
Well, thanks, Jeremiah. Thanks for joining me out here today, and had a great time out here. And thank you to Rebecca Murphy and Deborah Rizell once again. Thank you for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.